Welcome back to Hannity. So the left's false claims of a Republican war on women may have fooled some people back in 2012, but they're backfiring big time in 2014 with the midterms just 2 weeks away. Now even liberals like Daily Beast founder Tina Brown are finally admitting the truth that it's actually President Obama, his policies, not the GOP, that are wrong for women. Watch this.
The fact is that Obama's down with everybody, let's face it, for similar reasons. And I think that particularly for women, I don't think he makes them feel safe. You know, I think they're feeling unsafe. They feel unsafe economically. They're feeling unsafe with regard to ISIS. They're feeling unsafe about Ebola. What they feel unsafe about is the government response to different crises. And I think that they're beginning to feel a bit that Obama's like that guy in the corner office who's too cool for school, calls a meeting, says this has to change, doesn't put anything in place to make sure it does change. Then it goes wrong, and he's blaming everybody.
Here with reaction, former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin. First, your reaction to that, Governor. What did you think?
Oh, ironic, because that little lady, Tina Brown, she is such a big part of the problem. She, with her and her ilk, being so uber uppity and so cocksure of their untouchable elitism, they who support liberal men who have kept women, unfortunately, kind of embracing this lie that they should be dependent upon government. So Tina Brown, chick, you're a day late and a dollar short. They've been beating the crap out of strong, common sense, smart, conservative women for years, she and her ilk. So, well, again, day late and a dollar short, Tina. You know,
it's very interesting here. The left claims they have a monopoly of compassion for minorities, for women, for Hispanics, etc. They make a big deal about Mitt Romney having women's resumes in binders, but yet look at the silence. You hear very little from the left about radical Islam and ISIS and the treatment of women under Sharia. Why do you think that is? I have a hard time understanding that.
Because these maladroit, fake feminist women, they have such a double standard, so hypocritical, as they would support anyone who would have sympathy for, say, Muslims who do treat women so poorly, so inhumanely, and not do all that they can to stop the rise of radical Islam that would adversely affect America's interests. No, these women, again, they're quite hypocritical, because they support somebody like, say, Barack Obama, whose failed policies have kept them dependent on a failed government that has led to recently, 1 in 5 families being on food stamps, 44 million Americans not finding a good job, more latchkey children than ever in this country because of a devalued dollar based on liberal economic policies that lead to prices rising in the cost of living here, forcing women to be out there in the workforce, whether they want to be or not. So, no, these women, their sympathies are lying in the wrong party.
Governor, 2 weeks from tonight, the midterm elections. We've heard from the great one, Mark Levin, and we've heard from Mark Stein and Ann Coulter. Where do you stand on this election? Because I suspect that there are Senate candidates that I don't find conservative enough for me. I like the idea of stopping Obama's agenda and the Senate having to vote on House bills. Why is this important to you? What do you think is the most important thing here, especially for people saying, well, my guy's not conservative enough for me? What's your reaction to that?
A vote for any liberal running for Senate, especially, is a vote for Obama and his failed policies and this runaway debt, runaway spending, the disrespect that we are feeling all over the globe when we used to feel this void of leadership with American exceptionalism. Well, that's all gone under Obama. So anybody who would vote for a Democrat Senate candidate is going to be voting for continuation of this failed status quo of Barack Obama's.
So in other words, even if you have an uninspiring, maybe establishment Republican, if you were in that state, are you saying you would vote for them to get the majority in Republicans' hands in the hopes that they will stop Obama's agenda? Is that a fair synopsis?
Yes, in this case, this go around, the very worst Republican will be better than the very best Democrat, because the Democrat would line up, obviously, with Barack Obama's agenda. at the end of the day, those Democrats in the Senate, they all go home, and their daddy is Barack Obama, and their uncle, I guess, is Harry Reid, because they fall under the fold of those two ultra-liberal radicals, Obama and Reid. So, yes, we don't need any more Democrats in that, lining up on that side of the ledger under Barack Obama and Harry Reid. A vote for a liberal Senate candidate is a vote for Harry Reid and Barack Obama.
It's amazing these Democrats have voted with Obama 96, 7, 99% of the time, are doing everything they can do to distance themselves from them. To watch that dance is pretty funny to me.
It's cracking me up here in Alaska. Mark Begich, I mean, Mark, so phony baloney, full of his, oh, I stood up to Barack Obama. No, he voted with Obama 97% of the time. The gift that we were given, of course, yesterday, and GOP establishment, you better not blow it. You better take this gift as gold and capitalize on it. When yesterday Barack Obama was out there saying, hey, these dudes voting with me in the Senate, the ones who are running, especially in a red state, got to get them back in there because they're going to keep voting with me. Well, Mark Begich, Mary Landrieu, others of their ilk, that's who he's talking about, and that's who we got to make sure we don't send back to the Senate.
All right, Governor, good to see you. Thank you for being with us, and we may see you out on the campaign trail. Appreciate it. Coming up next.